Hello friends, this is Dr. Vandana Verma. Welcome to all of you in today's lecture on the topic Mutravah Shrotas, its anatomical aspect. Friends, as we know that it is conceived in Ayurveda that the whole human body is made up of Shrotas, and they are of two kinds. Sthula Shrotas, that is the macroscopic or major channels, and microscopic channels or Sukshma Shrotas. So this Mutravah Shrotas is basically a Sthula Shrotas. There are 13 kind of Shrotas has been described by Acharya Charak. Among them, 7 are related with the Saptadhatu, that is Ras, Rakta, Mans, Med, Asti, Majja, Shukra. Their metabolism and transformation and nutrition. Whereas 3 are related with the Mal, that is Mutra, Purish and Shvet, its formation and its transport and their release. And 3 are related with the nutrition of the body and body water balance, that is Pran, Anna and Udakva Shrotas. So today we will discuss in detail about the Mutravah Shrotas. It is the channel which is related to the formation of urine and transport. So friends, it is near to the urinary system, as the 13 Sthula Shrotas have been correlated with the functionally as well as from the anatomical aspect with the major systems of the body. So this is almost near to the urinary system of the body, which is related to the urine formation and its transport and excretion of the urine. So what is the Mutravah Shrotas? What are the organs and what is its mool? So first of all, about the numbers of the Mutravah Shrotas. So Acharya Shruta has given Mutravahe Dve. Mutravah Shrotas are 2 in numbers. And mool is Tayor Moolam Vasti Mredham Cha. Its mool is Vasti, that is bladder, urinary bladder, and Mred, that is penis. Since this penis is the structure which is having the urethra, and this urethra is the common pathway for release of urine as well as semen in male. That's why he has considered Med, but this Med may be considered as the Mutra Indriya. So in females also the urethra is the mool of Mutravah Shrotas. Mutravahanam Shrotasam Vasti Moolam Vamshano Cha. Acharya Charak has also described about this Mutravah Shrotas that its mool is Vasti, this bladder, and Vamshano. So here Vamshano means the inguinal region. So this the Chandler has described about this Vamshana Uru Moola Ashraya Gandak Iti Loke. Means Vamshana is the area of the body, or it is the junction area at the root of where the Uru Mool. Uru means the root of the thigh. So this is the junction area between the thigh and the abdomen. So this is the inguinal region. And few scholars have considered this Vamshano as Vrikko. So from that we can consider this Vamshano as Vrikko to these 2 kidneys. Whereas there is no direct description of kidney or the Vrikka in relation to the Mutravah Shrotas or urine formation in whole description of Ayurveda. Rather, it's the description of kidney or the Vrikka is as a Kosthanga. It has been described, or it has been described in Sushruta Nidan and under the chapter Vidradi. This is the site of Antar Vidradi also. But and it is described in relation to the Medavan Shrotas, which we will discuss later under the description of kidney or Vrikka in detail. So somehow the Vasti mool, this bladder, and the urethra, these are the 2, and this inguinal region. This have been considered as the Mutravah Shrotas mool. So these are the basically organs which are related with the Mutravaya Shrotas, that is the kidney, it is then this ureter, this is the bladder and urethra. So here one thing is important to understand about the mool. So why we should consider this vasti or the urethra or the kidney as a mool of the Mutravaya Shrotas. So as we know that Acharya Chakrapani has described in detail about what is the purpose of describing the mool of any Shrotas. So he says that moolam iti prabhava sthanam, means the mool of any Shrotas is the site or the organ where something is formed or transformed. Something gets synthesized or transformed or gets transported through which organ, that is called as mool or vikara vijnanatasya bhavati. The purpose of describing Shroto mool is to know the vikar or the disease or pathology which have been developed in a particular Shrotas. So basically the root of any Shrotas may be the site or organ of examination to get knowledge about the pathological condition of the a particular Shrotas, or these organs or sites may be the site of clinical presentation. So this is about the mool of the Mutravaya Shrotas. So basically Mutravaya Shrotas are 2 in numbers and their mool is bladder, kidney, inguinal region and urethra. So now we will discuss in detail about each structure which is related to the Mutravaya Shrotas. So first of all we will take Vasti, that is urinary bladder. So there is a description in Nidanasthan by the Acharya Shushruta regarding the position of the bladder within the body, its visceral relations, about the structure of the bladder and its physiological importance. So this is the verse. Nabhista Nabhi Prishth Kati Mushk Gud Vankshana Sefasham Ekat Dwaras Tanustako Madhye Vastir Adhomukha Vasti Sirashcheva Paurusham Vrishano Buddha Ek Sambandhino hi ete Gud Asthi Vivar Ashritah Alavyu Rupeda Sirashnayu Parigraha Mutrashayo Maladhara Pranayatanam Uttamam. Means first of all I will take this last line. In this line the physiological importance of bladder or Vasti has been described by Acharya Shushruta, that this Vasti is called as Mutrashay, since it is the reservoir of urine, that's why it is called as Mutrashay. Maladhara, since the Mutra is a mal which is formed in the process of digestion and metabolism, basically at the level of digestion. So it is the reservoir of that mal, that is mutra, that's why it is called as Maladhara. Pranayatanam Uttamam. This bladder is also called as a significant organ of vitality among the all organs. The reason being is that this Basti or bladder is the site of prana. Prana naam Agni Purushadi Agni Somadi naam Ayatanam Asthanam. This bladder is the site of prana, means it is of vital significance. It is the site of Agni and Jal. That's why it is called as the very vital organ. So to call this at a pranayatanam uttamam, there is a one very strong reason that this bladder has been described under the category of 3 marm. The 3 marm are Sir, Hriday and Vasti. So what are the marm basically? Marm are the organs or the site in the body which are of very vital significance. If there is any injury to these points or the organs, so they may cause very severe pathologies or death. That's why this bladder is called as Pranayatanam Uttamam. Now come to its visceral relations or its positions within the body. Nabhi, Prishth. Nabhi means the umbilicus. Prishth means the back of the body or the posterior abdominal wall. Kati, waist area. Mushka. Here the mushka means testis. Gud, anus. Vangshana, that is the inguinal region. Sefasham means penis. Ekadwaras tanustoko. Madhye vastir adhomukham. Means this vasti is situated in the pelvic cavity, in the waist area, below the nabhi. Nabhi means the umbilicus. So as we know that the bladder is a pelvic organ. This is a pelvic organ. It is situated bladder is situated just behind the pubic symphysis, and there is a ligament called median umbilical ligament. It is connected. This medial umbilical ligament is connected with the pubic symphysis nearby the bladder and up to the umbilicus. So this is going to support the bladder also, and this is the relation to the umbilicus also. Means this bladder is just below the nabhi, and it is a pelvic organ. It is present in the waist area, and it is present in the pelvis as a adhomukha. Vasti adhomukha. Adhomukham means it is present in an inverted manner in the pelvic cavity. Its orifice is, or its opening is towards the downside of the body. So, and it is present in between these organs, or it is present in relation to these organs. What are the organs? That is this mushka, that is the testis. Although we know that this testis is an extra-abdominal organ, but here I think this Acharya Shushruta refers to the relation during considering the intra-embryonic life also. These testes are the intra-abdominal organ during the embryonic life or intrafetal or in fetal life. So and after that, through the inguinal canal, these two testicles, they descend down into the scrotum and become an extra-abdominal organ. So if we consider its embryonic stage, so this it is in relation with the testis, in relation with the guda. Here in this picture you can see this is the rectum, this is the guda, and this is the bladder, this is prostate. So here you can see these are the testicles, which are extra-abdominal organ. This is the gud, vangshana. This is the inguinal region, and sefasam. Sefasam means the penis. So this is the bladder which is present. This is the organ which is present in relation to these organs in the pelvic cavity, and it is present as a adhomukh, means its opening is downwards. And ekat dwaras tanustoko, and it has only one opening, so in a downward direction, and its walls, here you can see its walls are very thin. So as we know that the thickness of bladder is 3 to 5 millimeters, since it is a reservoir organ and it is going to receive at least 1.5 liters of urine per day, and it stores it over, its urine is stored over there, but its walls are not so thick as other reservoir organs in the body, so its wall is thick. That's why it is called as tanustoko, and it has a single opening in a downward direction. In next line, vasti sirashcheva paurusham वृषणो गुदा एक संबंधिनो ही एते गुदा स्थि विवर आश्रिता. Ek sambandhino means this bladder is present in the pelvis cavity. Good asthi means the coccyx. In relation to the posteriorly, it is the coccyx which is making the pelvic cavity. So there are the pelvic bones, and backside there is a coccyx. This bladder is present in relation to these organs. This is the vasti and vasti sir, that is the trigone area. It is in relation to the porusham. Porusham means the prostate gland. Vrishano means again testis, and if it is consider it as a intraembryonic life, so it will be something here. So in the inguinal region, and Guda anus. So these three are in relation with the vasti sir, that is prostate, rectum, and vrishana, that is testicle. These are in relation with the vasti sir. And now its shape. Alav iv rupena sira snayu parigraha. This bladder is in appearance similar to a alabu. Alabu is a kind of sweet gourd, and its shape is almost like this bladder. Sira snayu parigraha, and this is the ashraya of, or this is connected with the different kind of blood vessels, and the snayu means the ligaments. So this in shape it is similar to a alabu, a sweet gourd, and it is connected with different kind of vessels and ligaments. Or we can consider it as that it is there is a bastisir, there is a trigone area, and which has the opening of this urethra is connected with that. There is an internal sphincter through which urine comes into the urethra, and that trigone area is again thin and less vascular, and it is like a snayu. So this is about the visceral relation, its position into the pelvic cavity. Here Acharya Shushruta has given another verse also. Abhyantaratah katyam mutrashayo vasti. Abhyantaratah means internal. Katyam means the waist area. So this waist area, in the waist area there is a pelvic cavity, and in the pelvic cavity we know that this is the organ which is present at base of the pelvic cavity. And this mutrasha is also called as vasti. Mutrashayo vasti. This mutrasha is also called as vasti. So this is all about the visceral relations, its position within the pelvic cavity, and its physiological importance. Now about the embryological development of the vasti, or its structural description. So basically this vasti has been considered as pranayatan, as I earlier told, and it comes under the category of snayu marm. Siddhyo pranahar snayu marm, and it is described under the category of udar marm. We know that udar has two parts, that is the pelvic cavity and abdominal cavity. So it comes under the category of udar marm, and it is a snayu marm. Why it is a snayu marm? As structurally Acharya Shushruta has described alpa mansa sodito abhyantaratah katyam mutrashayo vasti. Means this vasti or bladder structure is made up of less mans, means the thickness of muscle is lesser, and the vascularity is also less in this organ than other reservoir organs. So this is less vascular organ, its walls are less vascular, and they are thin. Its thickness, as I earlier told, 3 to 5 millimeters. And its position is in the pelvic cavity, abhyantaratah katyam, in waist area. And in the next verse also, Asrija shleshmadaschapi yah prasada paromata tam pachyamanam pittena vayush apya anudhavati tato atrani jayante gudam vastish dehina. During the embryonic development, This Vasti is formed by Asrij, Rakta and Shlishma Kapha. So when there is the Kapha and Rakta gets transformed by the Pitta. Prasad. Para means the Shresht or the Sarabhav. So the Pachyamanam means the transformation with the help of Pitta and Vayu. So when the Rakta and the Kapha they get transformed by the Pitta with the help of Vayu, then there is formation of Tato Atrani Jayante Gudavastisya Dehina. Dehina means the human body. So there is formation of Atra, that is intestine, Guda, anus and Vasti. So Vasti is the structure which is formed by the transformation of Rakta and Kapha with the help of Pitta and Vayu during intra-embryonic life. Now here Acharya Shushruta in Nidanasthan is also described in Vidradhi Nidanam, Vasti mukhe nato vastau tatra mans medo abhavat. He describes about the bladder trigone that Vasti mukhe tatra mans medo abhavat. Abhavat means there is lesser. Again, we know that this bladder wall is made up of alpa mansh and shodit, and further at the level of trigone again there is less vascularity and the thickness of wall is again lesser, but and this part is, that's why called as mans medo abhavat. So here Acharya Shushruta has also described about the clinical significance while performing surgery. So he has described that tatra pisatyo maranam tatrapi sadyo maranam ashmari vranat rite. Tatrapi sadyo maranam. Sadyo maranam means immediate death. If there is any kind of injury except the injury because of ashmari. Ashmari means the stones, either renal stones or stones in bladder. If the injury is except the injury by the stones into this bladder, it causes certain death. Then again he described that if injury is ekato bhinne, if the injury is on one side of the bladder, so it causes mutrashravi vrano. Mutrashravi vrano, vrano means wound. So if earlier we have discussed about that how this bladder is in relation to the various visceral organs. So while performing some surgery or because of some injury, if there is any damage to the wall of bladder, so it is very difficult to heal it. Satu yatnena upakranto rohita. So it is very difficult to heal this wound also, and that's why there is formation of fistula also. So that wound also causes continuous release of urine from the wound, and that is called as mutrasravi vrana. But if the injury is on both sides of the bladder, so there is certain death. So this is the description regarding its surgical importance while the surgeon performs some surgery, either some pelvic organ or some the abdominal organ which is in relation to the bladder. So a very cautious steps are taken while the surgery is performed during the nearby the bladder. Now about the kidney, vrika. So this vrik in intra-embryonic life, it is formed by the rakta, that is blood, and med. So when the rakta and med are transformed by the pitta, then there is formation of vrik. And this vrik, Acharya Dillard has said that vrikko kupshi golako. This vrik is a rounded structure. Golako means the rounded structure which is present in kupshi. So here you can see These are the two kidneys which are present, which are the abdominal organs. Kuchi means the abdomen. Vrikko, Mansapind Dvayam, Eko Vama Sthita, Dvito Dakshina Parshva Sthita. So these are the two in numbers, one, and they are like a Mansapind. They are like a rounded structure of a mans, and one is situated on right side and other is situated on left side of the body. So as I earlier told, this is the description from the Vidradi Nidanam, and this brick is the site of Antar Vidradi. It has been also considered as the Kosthang by all the scholars of Ayurveda, but there is no direct description of kidney in relation to the urine formation. Rather, the brick has been considered as mool of the Meduva Shrotas. So Meduva Hedve, Meduva Shrotas are again two in numbers. Tayor Moolam Kati Vrikkaucha, and its roots are Kati, that is waist area, Vrikkau, that is kidneys. Acharya Sharangadhar has also described about the Vrikka. Vrikkau Pushtikaro Prokto Jatharastha Medasa. Vrik are the organs which are related with the Pushti, that is the nutrition or nourishment of the Jatharastha Med, that is the med which is present in the Jathar Pradesh or in the abdomen. So here in these two verses, Acharya by Shushruta and Sharangadhar both has described the brick in relation to the med. Especially, so we know that this kidney, just above the kidney, there is a gland called adrenal gland, and the cortical part of the adrenal gland releases various hormones, that is the corticosteroid group of corticosteroid hormones, various sex hormones, and which are related with the fat metabolism or metabolism of adipose tissue. So that's why this may be the reason to considering this Vrik as a mool of Meduva Shrotas, or its relation with the nourishment and transformation of Med Dhatu. Various dhamni related to the bladder and kidney. So Acharya Shushruta has described in Dhamni Vyakaranam chapter 3 kind of dhamni on the basis of their position in the body and the organs to which they are supplying in relation to the Nabhi or the umbilicus. So the artery which are supplying to the organs which are situated above the Nabhi or umbilicus are called as Urdhva Dhamni, and the vessels which are supplying to the organs which are situated below to the umbilicus are called as Adhog Dhamni, that is the arteries which are supplying to the organs which are present below the umbilicus, that is all the pelvic organs or organs which are in the waist area and to the lower limb, all are called as Adhog Dhamni. And these two are the Urdhva and Adhog, they are 30 in numbers. And this Adhog Dhamni are related with the Vata Mutra Purisha Shukra Arto Adinya Adho Vahanti. Means these Adhog Dhamni or the arteries are related with the transport of Vata, Mutra, urine, Purish, feces, Shukra, semen, Arto, menstrual flow, into the Adho, that is downward direction in the body. Mutra Vastim Abhiprapanne Mutravahe Dve. Arteries related to the Vasti are two in numbers. Mutra, Vasti, Abhiprapanne. So there are two dhamni which are related to the Vasti, and they are carrying the Mutra into the Vasti. So basically this description refers to the two ureters, because the two ureters, they carry the formed urine into the bladder and they are two in numbers. So this description may refer to the ureter, or since it is in Dhamni Vyakarana chapter, so over there Acharya should describe about the artery. So we can consider it also as a renal artery. Rather, we should consider it as a renal artery, because here in Adhog artery he says that they are related with their downwards movement of Vata Mutra Purisha Shukra Arato Adho Vahinti. Means they are functionally related or supporting in transport of these entities into the downward direction of the body. So as we know that in this picture where we can see that there are two renal arteries. They are two in number. So we can consider the two renal arteries as a two Mutravaya Dhamni here, and we know that the formation of urine, it depends basically on the renal vascular flow and the perfusion of this kidney. So the perfusion of kidney, it depends on the blood flow into the renal arteries, and a blood flow in the renal arteries, it depends on the cardiac activity and as well as on the blood volume. And the blood volume, it depends basically on the intake of kind of food and the liquid in the form of nutrients. So in this verse here, Acharya Shushruta has explained that Dve Annavahinyas आंत्र अस्त्रिते नहि पित्ताशये रसमूत्र पुरीश भावेन विवच्यमानस्य आहारस्य अन्नभावो अस्ति न अपि तोयस्य तोय भावना तेन तोयमात्रं भविष्यतो मूत्रस्य कारणभूतं पक्व आहार विवेचनं द्रवमय उदकम् इव उदकम् तद् अपि द्वे एव वहतः तदेव उदकं वस्ति विवरपात्रं मूत्रम् इत्युच्यते तद्वहे द्वे मूत्रवस्ति सम्बन्धे. Means here he explains about the little bit the mechanism of formation of mutra, that when the two dhamnis which are related with the anatra, means the intestine, they help in separation of ras, mutra and purish. Means they help in process of digestion and metabolism, and they help in separation of ras, mutra and purish. So we know that when the food is ingested, it gets completely digested and it gets divided into sara and kitta bhag. Sara bhag gets absorbed into the blood vessels and it is carried through the blood vessels into the heart and then gets circulated all over the body and again comes into the renal artery, into the kidney, and then over there it gets filtered and urine is formed. So he says that the toy, the gel, toy means the gel. So the water which is absorbed, ahara vivekajam, after the complete digestion of food, the udak or the water which is formed, when it is tad udakam vasti vivar patram, when that water comes into the vasti or bladder, then it is called as mutra. Mutram iti uchyate. Means the water, when it comes through the renal arteries into the kidney, over there it gets filtered, and then through the ureters it comes into the bladder, then only it is called as mutra, and before that it is called as water. And tadvahe dve mutravasti sambandhe. So these two dhamni are related with the vasti and they are responsible to carry the mutra into the vasti. So basically this description refers to the somehow to the ureters also, and if we talk about the artery, so basically since this is described in the Dhamani Vyakaranam chapter, so here we should refer it as a two renal arteries. So this is the description about the two renal arteries. Further he described that the pitta part, the solid part, ghanam annam iv annam tadev tada api dve eva vahta tadev unduka praptam purisham ityuchyate. Means the solid part of the pitta bhag, when it comes into the unduk part, then it is called as purish, or unduk part means the secret. So basically, here Acharya Shusha described about the two renal arteries. Now urethra. So this urethra, मूत्र प्रसेको नाम मूत्रम येन वस्ति मुख आश्रयेण स्रोतसः छरिता. So this is also called as mutra prashek. Urethra is also called as mutra prasek or mutra srota. It is related with the vasti mukha ashraya. So here you can see the urethra, it is related with the vasti mukha. In this picture also in male you can see the vasti mukha, and this urethra is connected with the vasti mukha. And this is mutram yena vasti mukha ashrayena srotasa charita. Srotas means the channel. So through this channel is related with the vasti mukha, and through which the mutra gets excreted out. Charita means it comes out of the body. Mutra shrotah pathat shukram purushasya pravartate. In males, this urethra, this is also the pathway or the channel for the release of semen also. Same thing is described by the Acharya Sharangadhara also, that mutra shrotah patham shukram purushasya pravartate, that in males the urethra is the common pathway for urine as well as for the release of semen. And its length of the urethra has been also described, that it is different in male and females, and it is described under the description of Uttarvasti. So basically Uttarvasti is a therapeutic procedure in which the medicated decoction is introduced or infused into the bladder with the help of Vasti yantra. And that Vasti yantra has basically a long nozzle, and the length of nozzle it is different in male and female. So in this verse here Acharya Shrushutyanchakesa Sthan describes about that Nivrishta Karnika Madhya, that nozzle has a prominence that is called as Karnika, and in between, so in Narinam Chaturangule, so that Karnika is placed at the 4 angul from its tip in case of females, whereas in case of male, Mutra Shrota Paridaha Mudgavahi Dashang Angulam. It is placed at 10 angul. So this Karnika or the prominence at the Basti Yantra, the length of nozzle it is at 10 angul, and the place of prominence is at 10 angul from its terminal part. So the length of, by this verse we can indirectly infer the length, that there is a difference in the length of urethra. In female it is the 4 angul and male it is the 10 angul, and the diameter about this male urethra has been given that Mutra Shrota Parida means here the diameter Mudgavahi. Mudga is a kind of cereal called Fasciolus mungo, so its dia is almost the size of mudga. Medha yam samam kechid icchanti khalu tadvid, and few also say it as a maid or penis. So the Lord here explains das angulam as a das angulam iti dardhrena. Dardhrena means its length. So this is about the urethra. Thank you, friends. So basically today we have discussed about the Mutravah Shrotas, its root, various organs which are related with the urine formation, that is the Vasti, kidney, urethra, and the artery related to the urine formation. So in the next lecture we will discuss about the concept of urine formation in the Ayurveda.